So how about this for an idea or a method? I mean, photographers love a method, right? So imagine you were a time traveller coming back from 50 years in the future to shoot this period of time now. Stick with me and I'll elaborate. So rather than looking back and attempting to replicate what was done in the past, how about it's more that we need to shoot our time now? The problem is we spend so much of our time in our heads living in the past, or we're second guessing what's going to happen in the future, that we're rarely, if ever, present. This is why our images often feel mundane and shallow, a little bit boring. So you have to use your imagination here, guys. So look around you. Like, how would you view this place if you travelled back in time half a century? Like, what would these old-fashioned cars look like? How would you photograph them if you were to look at them in that way, from that perspective? The people, the fashions of the time. Like, imagine you could go back to the 60s or the 50s or the 1940s. Like, what would you photograph if you could go back to those times? Now hold that idea. So what would it be like visiting this time if you'd come from 50 years in the future? Like I said. Because that is all we are doing really, guys. We're capturing moments in time for future generations to look back on. Like, what to you looks and feels mundane is going to look anything but to the people in 50 years' time. Like, I was around in the 70s. I lived in that period. I was born early 70s, so I remember the 70s, the 80s. But even me, when I look back at that period, I'm still absolutely blown away and pulled back in time through those photographs. So next time you're out and about with your camera, think of it like this. You're capturing moments from this time to send to the future. In effect, you're a time traveller with a camera.